Hey guys, it's
I can't forget.
it's me, Pablo McCrimmon, the animator guy. Ha! Today, of all days, I thought I'd make a little behind-the-scenes exclusive of Pablo's life because, as you can see on the screen, I'm animating it currently. Yay! Oh, saving for auto recovery. Yay! Happiness. Point is though, you guys, you silly billies, don't seem to think that it's really that intense, but it is. Um, so get excited, because I'm gonna show you why it's taking forever to make animated gold. So here we have a scene. The whole episode is divided into different scenes, so I animate each scene, export them, and then I edit them all together in Premiere Pro, doing music and sound effects and other such things. So that's how that's done. So right now I'm on the second scene of like 14 scenes. And it's a scene where Pablo and Sophia are talking about kayaking because they've been told that they need to get more exercise, and so they're discussing the things. So as you can see, each scene starts out with an exterior shot to sort of establish the scene.
Ah, Sophia, I found the perfect thing.
Cool. The process that I usually use to animate a scene. First off, number one, draw these pictures. These you don't know yet because these are all already animated. But if you go all the way to where I am, I usually work through a scene and I animate each section completely, like each person's line. So for example, we're on one of my lines where I say this. Here we go. I say this.
You weren't close. No, I don't even know what you were describing. Was it like...
So I keep talking, and so I animate that completely. So I've already animated the motion for this part.
Close? No,
So there's some motion there.
I don't even know what you were saying.
And then his next motion, his final part of the line is he's like, I don't even know what you're describing. Was it like lacrosse or something else? So, what a lot of animators do, smart people, is they make a thing called an animatic, where you basically draw each extreme like this, so that you know, but for the whole animation, so that you know what the motion's going to be for the character, and then you can just draw in the keyframes, and it's really fast. I'm lazy, so I never do that, because it's such a long process and stuff. So I just make up all the motion of the character on the fly. So if it ever seems like I'm struggling to come up with what the character's going to do next and how he's going to move with the dialogue, that should make sense, because I probably don't even know what I'm going to do, because I'm lazy and stuff. Just shush. Anyway, the point is, for this, he's sort of thinking, he's like, what were you even describing? So, was it like, and then he's going to look down at his hand. Because in Pablo's life, this is some quality animation. In Pablo's life, I like my characters to be realistic, and I like them to reflect the people that I know. And me, when I think, I look down, and I just look around, and I'm like, what is it? You know? Like, thinking, pondering. That's what I'm doing here. So I have this determined face, and then I look down, and I'm like, so that's the motion. He goes down there. So when we have two extremes, the next thing you need to do is you need to make a breakdown. So I usually start 2 frames before the keyframe. That's 3 frames. Dumb Pablo. There. So now we have onion skin on, which is right there. And what that means is that we can see both frames in between the motion. So what we want to draw is a picture that's in between those 2 frames so that it looks like he's actually moving. And that's not going to be the final motion. It's just like breaking it down into chunks. That's all animation really is. Here we go. So we need to draw basically an in-between to all of these things. So it looks like his head is turning here. So this is going to be some complex 3D look. So we need to draw an in-between between this eye and this eye. So it'll be like right there. This is a good point for learning about characters. When people in real life, when they move their eyes, they usually dart it around. There's usually not a lot of like simple, like there's not a lot of slow motion for like the pupils. So in animation, it's just like that. You don't want eyes to move along too slowly because that looks unrealistic. So they're usually either just darting, you know, like from eye. That's called a smear actually, but like they usually like dart from direction. Or what you can do to make an eye move quickly is you can do it in a blink. So you can have them blink and then change. These are eyes, by the way. You can have it blink and then the eye can be in a different direction. So because he's looking over here and then he looks down at his hand, I could either make a frame in between where his eye is going so fast that it's like smearing, and so it just looks like it's darting, or I could draw it with a blink, and that way it's blink, and so you don't have to do much motion. It just looks like he's blinking and then he's looking at something else. So that's what I'm gonna do. These are more eyes, by the way. That's how I do blinks. It's just two little dashes because everybody's all frustrated and tired in my animated worlds. So this is a 3D head. So you gotta draw ears. These are ears. And so you just sort of draw a 3D head how you think it would look. I've never been the best at making my characters look three-dimensional, so I don't know why I always have them turn their head so much, because that's not really a thing that I've thought about a lot, like how they look in front view. But here's his hair, spikes. So as you can see, he's sort of turning. It's sort of working. Yeah.
Is it like
Looks like a bit of good motion. So that's decent. If you're wondering, by the way, why none of the characters have mouths yet, that's because the lip sync, that's the last thing I do. I draw all of the motion on one layer with all the body and everything, and then I draw the mouths and I do the lip sync over top on a different layer. It's easier that way. So we have his head moving, and then we start to draw his body in between and stuff like this. So it's a very, very tedious process, these frames in between. But whatever, you know? You just gotta make it good. Finish that breakdown. This is what it looks like now.
was it like
So that's a pretty snappy motion. So if you want to expand it out a little bit, like that, like so. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have it so that when he moves, so we're getting some real body motion in here, physics and stuff, because you want it to look real. When he moves, his weight is sort of gonna pull him down. So even though he stops here, that is such a drastic like turn, and he's like bending down. So when you move like that, you know, your body's gonna bounce back up from the motion because gravity is pulling it down so hard that you're gonna, like, even though your body has stopped, you're still gonna, you know, flick forward a little bit and come back into place. So I think I want him to ease into that to make it look better. So what we can do to make it look like he's not just so that he's not just a robot that's moving like equal pace the whole time. He's gonna start out fast and then ease into the thing. You'll see. You'll see. So what we do is we make another in-between frame right here. I'm gonna make this 2 frames long so that it can look longer. And then now we draw an in-between of here, right? So you catch my drift here? He's gonna be opening back up from the blink probably, so we gotta make the eye a little larger than, or a little smaller than here, but larger than there. So it's opening up like that. That's some good eye motion. So basically then once again you just draw all of the frames, you know, in between where they were, which again is a pretty simple process. Plus for most of the part I don't even look where the frames are. I just draw the character how I usually draw him, and then usually it's sort of in the right place. Quality. So then you just draw more of that classic bouncy hair, spiky hair, whatever you call it, I don't know. And you put the neck in. Oh dear, this is bad news brown. Bad. Sort of. Ooh, this is a warped neck. There we go. That looks sort of decent. He's sort of up high though. I don't know.
Was it like?
I don't know how this looks yet. This could be horrible. This could be a really bad behind the scenes because you'll just see how bad of an animator I am. Okay, so we drew this.
Was it like?
Okay, that looks sort of good. He's easing into it, you know.
Was it like?
So that's good. We have a good frame there. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a little bounce. So we're gonna cheat a little bit. We're not gonna draw a new frame. We're just gonna take the old one and warp it. So I take this, I move the thingy, the white dot down there. I don't know any technical terms, so shush. And we're gonna bend it down and slant him over a little bit, so like he's still going forward. See that? So, and then he's gonna bounce back up. So that way, ready? It looks like he's actually being pulled by gravity.
Was it like?
There we go. We had that slight bounce.
Was it like?
And looks more lifelike. Boom chicka walk walk. Boom boom. And so then we would just move on to the next thing, where he says lacrosse. So he's contemplating. He's like, was it like lacrosse? Wonder what motion he should do here. So he's looking down at his hand. He's like, was it like lacrosse? Yeah, I should come back out, right? Lacrosse or something else. Let's draw just some random eyes right here. There we go. Beautiful. Tune in next time when I tell you about lip sync or something.